So, good morning, students. So, today we are discussing about nutrition in human beings. Nutrition in human beings. So, nutrition already I said nutrition means the procurement of nutrients or the gathering of nutrients is called nutrition. So, let us discuss about nutrition in human being. So, in human being, the mainly human digestive system is responsible for in nutrition. Human digestive system. So already you know that human digestive system means digestive system is one of the most important system in our body. So now let us, before going to discuss about digestive system, what is digestion? What is a digestion? So digestion, which means the process of conversion of large macromolecules, that is food molecules, into small and micromolecules. So here the conversion of large macro food particles into small and micro particles is called digestion. So digestion is carried out by the digestive system. So the main important organ in the digestive system is alimentary canal. So alimentary canal or food pipe or gut. So alimentary canal, or food pipe. So once listen, there is a question: which organ should play major role in human digestive system? Means alimentary canal. Alimentary canal. Alimentary canal is also called food pipe. Food pipe is also called gut. Gut. So that here the alimentary canal is a long tube which is extending from mouth to anus. Mouth to anus. This is called from here to here. It is called what? Alimentary canal. So alimentary canal or food pipe or gut start with mouth, end with anus. So now the alimentary canal, it consists the following parts. So the mouth and oral cavity. The space inside the mouth is called oral cavity or buccal cavity, and pharynx, esophagus, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, uh, stomach, small intestine, large intestine. So here there it is the large intestine. The several folded parts, this long tube folded part is called small intestine, rectum, anus. Once remember, so what are the parts consist alimentary canal? So alimentary canal start with the mouth, end with the anus. So what are the parts once have a glands? Mouth, oral cavity, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, anus. So total how many parts once you count? Mouth, oral cavity or buccal cavity, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, anus. Total 9 parts are there, major. So major, the alimentary canal consists how many parts? 9 parts. 9 parts. So now let us discuss one part of the first of all, let us so mouth. You know that the whenever by taking the football into our hand and keep into our mouth. So first of all here what's happen? There will be a physical process occurred by the teeth. When you keep the football into the mouth. So the process of keeping football into the mouth or inside the oral cavity or buccal cavity is called ingestion. 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 Ingestion means taking of food and keeping into the mouth is called ingestion. So after ingestion means keeping food bowl into the mouth. First of all, physical processes occurred. So physical. So whenever you take in the food bowl, there will be two processes are undergo in alimentary canal. That is a physical process and a chemical process. Now in mouth, first of all, physical process is undergo. Physical process means the large macro food particles are converted into small and micro particles, so by the teeth. So physical process are by the teeth. You know that teeth totally in adult person 32 teeth are there. These teeth are four kinds: incisors, scissors, premolars, molars. ICPM: incisors, scissors, premolars, and molars means cutting teeth, piercing teeth, tearing teeth, grinding teeth. By these four kinds of teeth, the football is undergo um, uh, several what we can say, that is several undergo several changes. Particularly, size will be decreases. The large particles is converted into small particles by the teeth. Next, in mouth, what happens after after cutting the food material by the teeth, and then what happens? Salivary glands present in the near the jaws, means either side the jaw and inside the mouth, and there will be three pairs of salivary glands are present. How many pairs of three salivary glands? Three pairs of salivary glands. So here there salivary glands. Salivary glands mainly they secrete saliva. They secrete saliva. Saliva is also called ptyalin. Saliva is also called what? Ptyalin or salivary amylase. Salivary amylase. The salivary amylase is mainly act on digestion of carbohydrates present in the food. So what are the chemical changes undergo the food in the mouth means mainly digestion of carbohydrates because of salivary amylase, which is secreted by the salivary glands, act on carbohydrates present in food material. So there is a question. So salivary glands secrete saliva or salivary amylase which act on carbohydrates present in the food material. So this is the chemical change. You have to remember there will be two changes are occurred in the mouth. That is physical changes by the teeth, chemical changes by the salivary glands, by the saliva. So next, after here there will be a pharynx is there here, pharynx. So the pharynx is mainly, it is a junction where from the mouth food is arrived and from the nose air is arrived. So pharynx. So when we go to that about here, passes of food through the alimentary canal or gut or food pipe. So here when you take so there will be a here what happen, salivary duct is there. These are the salivary glands. So salivary glands, how many are there? Three are there. How many pairs of salivary glands? Three pairs. So lower jaw and here the down and upper jaw. So here how many pairs? Three pairs. These three pairs salivary glands secrete saliva through a duct. It is salivary duct, means into the mouth saliva is entered. So now next you go to that this is the here pharynx is there, the pharynx. So here pharynx already I said food is comes from the nasal cavities, air is comes. So it is the junction. Hence pharynx it is called junction of both air and food materials. Now here you can see that epiglottis. Epiglottis. So you observe that there will be a tongue is there. Now let us keep in our mind tongue. It is the one of the sensory organ, and also it helps to the mainly it act three functions. The first one is the tongue is it act as a sensory organ, and second one is it convert the whatever sounds from the vocal cords and convert into the words. Mainly by the tongue only we can speak and make words from the sounds. So how can make we sounds means by the tongue only. So sounds are converted into a words by the tongue. Second, that is the second function. Third function is the tongue, it is involved in the digestive system by moving a food bowl from here and there. So means both sides jaw. So tongue helps to the move the food bowl from here and there, so that by the teeth the food material will be digested fastly and thoroughly, perfectly. And here nothing but here in tongue is there. Here you can see another small type of tongue also, that is what epiglottis. It is present in here. This epiglottis, the main function is prevent the entry of food into the that is respiratory tract. Only it allow food materials into the esophagus. So it does not allow the food materials into the digestion food, that is respiratory tract. So keep in your mind, epiglottis function to prevent the not to entry food into the respiratory tract. That is the main function of epiglottis. Now here there is a word is there, bolus. So bolus, whatever food bowl present in the mouth is called bolus, which is the material after taken digest by the teeth and add the saliva. That slippery, after adding saliva, the food is becomes as a slippery lump. It is called what? Bolus. This process is called mastication. Mastication means here the digestion of the breaking down of the food material by the teeth. So in mouth mastication is occurred. So by the teeth undergo several process the food bowl, that is called here mastication. This bolus is suitable to pass through the esophagus. Now here what's happen, there will be a let us has given salivary glands secreted the saliva by the three pairs, and first pair is located at the side of the jaw called submandibular. So this is called submandibular. Second pair is located below the tongue called sublingual, and it is called submandibular. And the third one is which is located the side of the ear. It is called parotid glands. Saliva mainly contains an enzyme, amylase or ptyalin, which helps its breakdown of complex carbohydrates to simple ones. Already I said the salivary amylase or ptyalin mainly play a major role digestion of carbohydrates. Means they convert the complex carbohydrates into simple carbohydrates. This process is breakdown of complex substance into simple substance with the help of enzyme and absorbed into the body is called digestion. So digestion, already I given definition. The process of conversion of large macro food materials into small micro particles is called digestion. Now the tongue, already I said it does three functions. First function is what? Act as a sensory organ. Second function is what? Convert sounds into speak words. And third one is it helps, this is important, in digestive system. Tongue helps in the mixing of the food. Means it pushes here and there in the mouth to the jaw, that is here and there, so that teeth chew thoroughly, cut thoroughly and fits thoroughly. So the proper digestion is occurred while moving the food materials by the tongue. The lower jaw is also helps in the whole process. You know that from the both jaws, the movable jaw is lower jaw, so that while moving food materials digested thoroughly by the teeth. Next, let us take, we can find out the effect of salivary amylase on carbohydrates to observe that might be happening in our mouth. To know the chemical nature of the saliva, perform the activity. Seventh lesson is the seventh chapter is there. Let us there we will study. So now the bolus which is formed in the mouth is passes through the esophagus. So esophagus, once you take that, so this is the esophagus. So esophagus is a long tubular structure, and this esophagus have the circular and longitudinal muscles, and esophagus it is start from the pharynx and end with the stomach. So the part between stomach and pharynx is called esophagus. So here in esophagus, while moving the food bolus, there is no changes. So the bolus never undergo any physical and chemical changes. But here in esophagus, the food bowl is moved in a wavy manner. So like this wavy manner. This wavy manner movements of the food bowl is called peristaltic movements. Peristaltic movements. Here it is very very important in examination level. Peristaltic movements means the movement of the food bowl in a wavy manner is called peristaltic movements. How means I will show that like this wavy manner. In this way, food materials are moved in a wavy manner through the esophagus. It is called peristaltic movements. Once again, I give definition. The movement of the food bowl in the esophagus in a wavy manner is called peristaltic movements. Peristaltic movements. So that here what happens, so one you have to remember, in mouth there will be physical chemical changes are occurred, but in esophagus there is no physical chemical changes, only the bolus is passed to the stomach. So here is where the esophagus is open into the stomach, here there will be a lid is there. This lid is sphincter, it allows the small quantity of food material into the stomach. Now let us discuss about stomach. So stomach is gets churned with gastric. So now here mainly now when the stomach, the food gets churned with gastric juice. So now stomach, it is a muscular bag. Stomach, it is a muscular bag, and so here it is take. So it is a stomach. Stomach, it is the esophagus, and it is a stomach. Stomach, it is a muscular bag which has the walls of the stomach is very thick, because of it is made up of three kinds of cells: circular, longitudinally, and vertical cells. Because of these cells contract and relax, what happens, the bolus which is enter into the stomach is churned thoroughly means undergo complete digestion process by the stomach. So stomach secrete juice is called gastric juice. Stomach secrete a juice is called what? Gastric juice. Stomach secrete a juice is called gastric juice, and this gastric juice contain HCl and pepsin. HCl and pepsin. So pepsin is responsible to act on proteins which are present in the bolus. Now the food is in semi-solid condition. The digestion of food goes on. The most protein are broken down into smaller molecules with the help of enzyme is called pepsin. So already I said the gastric juice consists of what? HCl and enzyme. So means the gastric juice consists of two parts. The one is HCl and another one is enzyme. The enzyme name is what? Pepsin. Pepsin act on proteins. Keep in your mind. Pepsin which act on protein. Pepsin which act on proteins. So now I will ask a question. Pepsin enzyme act on proteins, break down the proteins which are present in the food materials. Now food in the form of soft slimy substance where the some proteins carbohydrates have already been, so already once have a glands in mouth by the saliva. Chemical changes are undergo here also by the gastric juice, particularly pepsin. Chemical changes in mouth, carbohydrates are digested, but here both proteins and carbohydrates are digested. So already have been broken down is now the whatever the football, that is bolus, in bolus proteins are digested and carbohydrates are digested, so that bolus is called what, chyme. So now whatever food material present in the stomach, it is called what, chyme. So now the food material passes from the stomach to the small intestine. Now which is enter into the small intestine? Stomach. So sorry, which is the enter into the small intestine means chyme. So here the ring-like muscles called pyloric sphincter relax to open the passage to the small intestine. So when we take the about digestive system here, when you take here this is the pyloric sphincter is there. By this pyloric sphincter, and the food chyme is allowed to the small intestine. So small intestine, it is a long tube which has three parts, and duodenum, ileum, and jejunum. So small intestine, it has long part and it has three parts. The U-shaped part is called duodenum, and the next part is ileum and jejunum. So here small intestine, it is a long tube. Here what happen in small intestine, several small finger like projections are there, small. Here the small intestine is the longest part. The small intestine, it is the largest part of the alimentary canal. Its proximal part is called duodenum. It is the site for further digestion of carbohydrates, proteins, fats. Because of here the small intestine secrete a juice, that is mainly succus entericus, and it has some of the enzymes. So these juices render the internal conditions of the sorry. So the small intestine mainly what it secrete means. Now here what happens, other glands also um, present and open into the duodenum part. Here you see that here this is the liver, this is the pancreas. So liver is right side and pancreas is left side. So here liver, pancreas. So liver secrete a juice is called bile juice. Pancreas secrete is called pancreatic juice. So pancreatic juice, whatever it secreted and enter into the duodenum, and duodenum, inside the duodenum mainly what, lipase enzyme, by the lipase enzyme, by the and amylase enzyme, by the amylase and lipase, by these enzymes remaining proteins and carbohydrates are digested. Fats also digested. So fats also digested in the duodenum into small globules like help of. So here these are juices render inter. So one thing you have to remember, the whatever liver secreted by the juice is called bile juice. It is very very important. So liver secrete a juice is called bile juice. Bile juice does not contain any enzyme, but it consists of pigments. So mainly it has two types of pigments and salts. So pigments are two, bilirubin and biliverdin, and salts are two: sodium cholate, sodium deoxycholate. So one thing you have to remember: liver produce bile juice. Bile juice consists of two types of parts: pigments and salts. Pigments are what? Bilirubin and biliverdin. So these bilirubin and biliverdin, they are yellow color. Whenever they secrete, whenever they secrete into the duodenum, that is small intestine part, nothing will happen. Because of they participate to digestion of the fats, some of the fats present in the food material. The digestion of fats by the bile juice is called emulsification. Emulsification. So the digestion of fats by the salts which is secreted by the bile juice from the liver, so this is called emulsification. Emulsification means the process of breaking down of the fats by the salts which are secreted by the liver. So it is called emulsification. Next, already I said pancreas is the left side, it is present to the duodenum, which secrete a juice is called pancreatic juice, which consists of trypsin and lipase and amylase. Both three important enzymes are present: trypsin, lipase and amylase. So trypsin act on proteins, lipase act on fats, and amylase acts on uh, amylase acts on carbohydrates. So one 3 points you have to remember: trypsin and pepsin both are act on proteins, amylase carbohydrates, lipase fats. These are the enzymes. What are the enzymes? Pepsin, trypsin, amylase, lipase. They are the proteins which are digest the food material in different parts of the alimentary canal. So next, go to the wall of the small intestine secrete some of the a special juice that is called succus entericus. Succus entericus, it is very very important. The succus entericus which carry this process for further, that is small molecules of proteins are break down to the further smaller. The same is the condition with fats. Carbohydrate digestion that started in the mouth did not occur in the stomach, resumes now as the medium gradually changes to an alkaline one and the enzymes become active for carbohydrates breakdown. So here what happened? So we can see that the digestion of carbohydrates in mouth, but there is no in the stomach. Again here we can see in small intestine taking place. So the succus entericus which is secreted by the small intestine, which makes the enzymes in active mode, so which makes active regarding the other enzymes by the succus entericus. So this is important, succus entericus which is secreted by the small